originally lost his semi-final on a split 3-2 to Shok Jahan Abdullayev of Uzbekistan, but that one was appealed. You can appeal if it's 3-2, and he did get it overturned.
In light heavyweight division, and please into the ring, to the red corner, from Russia, Vasily KAVERIN.
Lijesevic's opponent is this man, Vasily KAVERIN of Russia, making his way to the red corner. And he's a very good fighter, but a different kind of fighter. Very efficient, methodical operator who wastes very, very little. He picks his punches carefully. He's a study of concentration, economy of effort, all of those kinds of phrases you could apply to him. And he picked off Denis Salabay of Ukraine in his semi-final, did the same thing to Almir Memic, and he'll fancy his chances big time of being able to do exactly that kind of job on Lijesevic, who, as a come-forward fighter, I think he will quite like the measure of him. Just getting that head guard on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please into the ring, to the newcomer from Montenegro, Petar Lijesevic.
Lijesevic, a European youth champion in 2020, Montenegro's first. I described that appeal win over Abdullayev. It was very, very close. If it's 3-2, you can appeal it. They'll decide whether they're going to review it or not. They decided that they would, and they went in his direction. He had an amazing fight in the quarterfinals against Brian Salgado of Cuba. Another split decision win, an inside fight where you could have thrown a blanket over them, but the skill on the inside was absolutely terrific. Wonderful to watch. Judges-wise, we've got Argentina, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Kazakhstan, and Bulgaria. I love this one though, Ron, because Lijesevic, as I says, he comes forward, he really likes to fight, and KAVERIN's like a crafty fox of a fighter, isn't he?
Most certainly is. Possesses a terrific left cross out of that southpaw stance. And as you say, he's very efficient. He's outstanding in his quarterfinal against Almir Memic, and he is capable of breaking down opponents and coming on strong in the final round, as he did in that quarterfinal win over Memic, completely stopping the man in his tracks with his heavy shot selection in the final 3 minutes to take that on a unanimous point decision win.
Alexander Kamadov of Uzbekistan, our referee. So we've got Lijesevic in Montenegro with that tape around his right shoulder. Some running repairs there for him. He's up against Vasily KAVERIN of Russia in the red. So Lijesevic, orthodox fighter. KAVERIN, a southpaw. Lijesevic is looking to try and tuck up. That's what he does. He'll try and move his upper body, move his head, bob and weave, get his way onto the inside and then get to work. But KAVERIN, as I said, look at him there with that short 1-2. He's looking to land everything. It might not land clean, they might not all be scoring punches, but he'll hit something with them. He's trying to score, of course, but you'll very, very rarely see him hit fresh air. Left to the body there from KAVERIN. Let's go with the lead. Right hook. That one did miss. Tucking up fairly effectively there, Lijesevic, just trying to roll out to his right-hand side and step in and throw right hand to the body. A minute gone in this opening round. Again, just looking to go downstairs there. Lijesevic, KAVERIN attempting the same thing. Most of those caught on gloves and forearm. KAVERIN just putting a little bit more on that backhand, but the guard was up there for Lijesevic, who quickly just alters his feet and looks to try and track KAVERIN down. KAVERIN's the kind of fighter, though, who's comfortable under pressure. It's not going to bother him too much if he gets backed up to the ropes as he is here. In fact, in some ways, he kind of prefers it because it might give him a little bit of room. Lijesevic with a nice little uppercut there, just snuck that through on the inside and then just rattles a few off to the rib cage. Single shot there with the left hand to the body for KAVERIN. Heading into the final minute of round one. Not easy to split these two. Lijesevic has been the one on the front foot. but they've both thrown in equal measure, I would say. Lijesevich looking for that uppercut up the centre again there, going to the body and then just trying to switch that one upstairs. Lovely right uppercut there from KAVERIN, and that was a real high-quality shot. Trying to slide that left hand in round the back of the elbow there, KAVERIN. Lijesevich with just a little step to his right and then throws that left hand straight down the middle. You can often find a good angle for it that way. Nice snappy 1-2 there from KAVERIN. And again, I think the sharper punching overall has probably come from the Russian wearing red. It's just a question of whether the judges feel it's been superior enough to negate the fact that Lijesevich has been the one walking him down. For me, it's not about that, it's about who lands what, but for the ringside judges, it could sometimes be a different story. We'll just wait for the scores to flash up, and I'd be happy with that.
That's certainly how I saw it, and it's interesting. We were speaking before the opening bell for the men's final day about adaptability, and I've covered a lot of KAVERIN's fights. That is the most punches I've seen him throw over the course of 3 minutes. Recognizing the opponent that he's got against him, he and his coaches devised his strategy, but didn't he carry it out brilliantly? Not just naked aggression and a free swing up, but picking his punches, wonderful accuracy, and again, make no mistake, his opponent Lijesevich is in the contest, but I think what we're going to need to keep an eye on now is whether this can be sustained by KAVERIN, because these are big 81kg light heavyweight boxers, and he let his hands go with terrific frequency over the course of that first 3 minutes. Will he be able to maintain it? He has faded in previous contests, but managed the ring time brilliantly.
That is 100% the key, because Lijesevich will keep coming forward. I don't know how much of an issue that right shoulder is. There obviously is an issue there, or he wouldn't have the tape on it, but he will keep coming forward all night long, hoping that he will get to his man. He will know, though, that he needs this second round now. That's the key. He's got to get this second round on enough of the cards to make sure that the final round is still relevant to a 10-9 round win, essentially. Left hand there from Lijesevich, who has started off quick here, and I'm sure the idea is to make KAVERIN work as hard as he possibly can. Nice straight left, just fiddles its way through the middle there from KAVERIN. Lijesevich trying to work away with the left hand to the body there. Slight grimace on his face as he just looked over the shoulder of KAVERIN on our side of the ring, up on the ropes. Every now and again he just sets his feet a little bit more for that left hand. He did it a couple of times there and sticks that uppercut on the back of it. Good left hand. There's that left cross that Ronald was talking about before the start of the fight. Lijesevich kind of walked straight onto that one, and at the minute the Montenegrin is just struggling really to get his own punches away, because the punch output in this second round has been high again from the Russian wearing red. There's that quite extravagant lead right uppercut, and then just good defensive work there from KAVERIN, just bobbed away to his left hand side. Got himself away from what was a fairly telegraphed punch from Lijesevich, who wasn't exactly running out of ideas here. I'm not sure if I would go quite that far, but he needs some success. He's trying hard, but most of the time the bigger punches he's throwing, such as 2 or 3 just there in succession, are missing. Little uppercut on the inside again there from KAVERIN. Working hard is one thing, bringing the pressure is great, but you need some success to really fuel that fire for you. Left hand there from Lijesevich, smearing left hand, kind of got through, but the sharp punching of these two again has come from the fighter in red. He lands the 1-2 and then just wheels away to his right hand side. It's not been outstandingly dominant though, so if Lijesevich could just land something big in the final 30 seconds here, it's possible that he can make his mark and turn this one around, but it's looking increasingly unlikely here. KAVERIN breathing pretty hard now, but if he could take this second round, then he's got clear water between himself and his opponent, and in many ways not that different this second round to the first. Maybe the pair of them getting a little bit more ragged due to that extra little bit of fatigue. Straight right hand there from Lijesevich. How's that one looking for you?
I'm going red. It was a very good round indeed from my perspective here ringside. The Halalegian of 4. KAVERIN just waiting to bring you the AIBA Live scores, but again, both boxers working incredibly hard. They're breathing audible. They're breathing audible from our position, but it's a 3-2 split in favor of the man from Montenegro. So that is all square for judges B, C, and D. 19 points apiece. A 2-point lead for judges A and E for this man. Both boxers feeling the pace. Who will be able to dig deep and summon up the energy that they need? This all on this third and final round, Andy.
It is. And the absolutely crucial thing there is that he got 3 of the cards, because that means that 3 are 19-19, and if he wins all of those, he could turn this around, Lijesevic, and still win this fight. If it had been 3-2 the other way, then it would have been an unassailable lead, really, but he's still right in this, Lijesevic, and he got onto the front foot there and let his hands go with a bit of venom, and he got a good distance there too, as he backed KAVERIN up to the ropes. He did bring a lot of pressure in that second round. As we said, he was constantly coming forward. That's how he does it, but from where I was sitting, I agree with you. I don't think he landed enough really to take that second round, to be honest with you, but it's in the books. Left hand down the middle there from KAVERIN. He needs just one of those level cards to claim his gold medal. There's that left hand, decent left hand. Just digs his toes in on that one, then goes down to the body with the same left. Lijesevic just trying to throw that right hand up the middle. The way he throws that uppercut in particular is quite odd. I wonder if the shoulder injury is just having a slight effect on that. A minute gone in the third and final round. There's that left hand, that left cross there from KAVERIN, who just heaves in a few breaths as he wheels away towards the neutral corner on our left-hand side. Lijesevic looks to try and get on top of him and land a few to the body. KAVERIN with a left hand back in reply. They're both feeling this now, there's no doubt about that. Trying to trade on the inside, nobody really landing until that right hand gets through to the body there of KAVERIN from Lijesevic. Lijesevic with a couple from up close, a kind of screw shot, half uppercut. KAVERIN though did answer. There's that uppercut again from Lijesevic, and he's just beginning to swarm KAVERIN a bit here, just beginning to get on top of him and rough him up a little bit. He can keep it in that range, Lijesevic, that's where he needs it, and you can see KAVERIN there, he is sucking the air in. He is sucking the air in. Lijesevic doesn't want to let him lean on here. He wants to do the opposite, lean on him. Big right hand there from the Montenegrin. You see him grit his teeth. He's really digging in here because he can feel his opponent now just yielding, just giving a bit, just weakening. Left hand there from Lijesevic, and he could do this with a big finish. Remember, he needs those 3 drawn cards, all 3 of them, to turn this around, because he's wilting here. KAVERIN, he is wilting big time. Right hand there from Lijesevic again. He just summoned that one up and threw it down the middle into the last 30 seconds. And KAVERIN really, he's got to draw on something here. He's got to draw on something, empty the tank and just throw, because he's losing this round at the minute. And from where I'm sitting, it's clear enough that this could see Lijesevic just take this away from him. Trying to let his hands go on the inside there. KAVERIN. Lijesevic looking for a big right hand, didn't really land it. And these two pretty tired now. Left hand comes in there from Lijesevic. Was a decent shot towards the end of the round. Well, we know the equation, Ron. KAVERIN's 20 points to 18 up on 2 of the cards, but the other 3 were 19-19. He'll be nervous because I think he might have done enough.
I think that the man in blue, Petar Lijesevic, produced a brilliant performance in that third and final round. Both boxers really fatigued, really feeling the effects of the contest and indeed the tournament. 5th bout of the tournament for both of them. I mentioned the fact that KAVERIN has not shown a tendency, but he has faded in rounds en route to this gold medal bout. And I think from my position here alongside you, Andy, that it was Lijesevic who was able to access his reserves of energy to demonstrate his desire. And I think he's done enough to take that third and final round. But make no mistake, both men giving absolutely everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this final bout, light heavyweight division, win on points with split decision from the red corner, Vasily.
He's got it, he has just hung on there by the skin of his teeth. Well, 4-1 for the judges. He was up on 2 cards going into that, so he has taken 2 of those 3 level cards. So 2 of those 3 judges had him winning that final round. Good sportsmanship there from Lijesevic, who had his hand up and then immediately clapped as